The Legend of Zelda is always about three people. The hero, the princess, and the Dark Lord. They're what ties the entire story together. And so, obviously, our film revolves around those three people as well. Of course, as every Zelda game focuses around Link, so does our film. His character development is really the spine of the entire story. It's holding it all together. Because I think that's something that usually isn't true in an installment in the Zelda series. Just because of the nature of it. It's a video game where you're playing as this character. Link's character was created to be the link between the game and the gamer, whereas a film, it is a completely different person. You can relate, but he's a different person. So the first thing I set out to do was write his character and his character arc in a way that wasn't really done in the Zelda franchise. He starts at a place that I think is very different than a lot of the incarnations of Link. He doesn't seem like the hero type. He has people around him that actually seem to fit the description of a hero more. He starts out at a very timid place in comparison to a lot of the other Zelda games. Of course, he's always very kind, he's sarcastic, he's funny, yet he's not necessarily the first one that's going to jump into battle, but he would be the first to save people. He'd be the first to care about those around him and do anything that he can for them. And so I think because of that, that's why he's chosen as the hero. Because he wants to save, because that's what a hero does. A hero saves people from being hurt. And that's really one of the main messages that I am hoping people will relate to, is just that not every hero is loud, and not every hero is fighting hordes of enemies, although he does. Not every hero is a hero because they're heroic. They're a hero because they do the right thing, and they save people. And I think that is consistently Link's character throughout the games. But often, the stories only have time to have him already there, or he already knows that. Whereas in our film, we take time to develop that in him. Zelda is, of course, a lead in the film as well, and she is very involved in the story, and very involved in doing all that she can against Ganondorf. She knows that it's not her place to fight him, but that being said, she still fights him in her own way. I mean, she has the Triforce of wisdom, and so she's very wise and discerning in how she goes about fighting him in a way that he can't even see. I mean, it's The Legend of Zelda, so of course she needed to have a key role, and I really wanted to kind of show what it means that she has the Triforce of wisdom, because I think we see it often. Link having the Triforce of courage, it's obvious because he's courageous, because he's the one that in the final battle will defeat Ganondorf. And Ganondorf's Triforce of power is obvious because he's always in power, he's always strong, and he always has this strong magic about him. With Zelda, we don't often see how the Triforce of wisdom really affects her, and what she can do with it. So that was something I'm really excited to explore, and I hope people enjoy in the film. And I think also just seeing how all of the pieces of the Triforce will relate to each other. Because that's something that's so beautiful about the Zelda franchise, is it's so simple. When you break it down, there are three people that epitomize courage, wisdom, and power. Two are light and one is dark. And the darkness is always trying to overtake the light, and the light has to fight back. And of course, that is the main dilemma, is that the darkness is on the horizon, the darkness is rising, and there's not a lot of light until Link. If there's one thing that I hope that people take away from the film, from the story specifically, it's that heroes aren't just born, they're forged. And I think that's something that's applicable to really any of life. You know, everybody goes through hard things. Everybody has to become a hero of something, and they have to go through hard things to get there. So I hope that people relate to that in the film. And also just, like I said, courage isn't always loud. That sometimes you don't have to be the one that's screaming what's right. You just have to be the one that's doing what's right. And of course, I just hope that after people watch the film, they'll want to play The Legend of Zelda again, or go relive parts of their childhood. If I can help anybody do that, then I've done my job and I'm happy, and that's what I want this film to be, is just something to make people happy.